What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's been like 2 weeks since I've posted a YouTube video. In case you don't know me, my name is Eric. I've been trading prop firms for 3 years now, and yeah, I was on vacation for almost a whole week last week, and I kind of was like a little sick coming back this week, so that's why I hadn't posted any type of video. This is my first video, like I said, in the last few weeks here. But anyways, yeah, as you can see from the title, I had a horrible full tilt moment, which I will jump into here in just a moment. And it was really bad. It happened last Wednesday when I was actually out on vacation, and it was kind of, a lesson learned. But to first go over here, I just wanted to cover what happened today. Today was probably my best trade, I would say, in like 3 weeks, like all the way through, like patience, execution, everything. As you can see here, we were hitting all-time highs on ES over yesterday's previous day high, and that's kind of what I wanted to see, was like us get above previous day high. I would have loved to see kind of more of like a kind of got like a break and then a retest, and then get an entry down here, but unfortunately didn't get it until up here, which I was a little nervous about. But I noticed that NQ was kind of struggling and hadn't reached the highs yet. It's full high, so I knew that ES had some room to go there. So we formed this nice flag, and then I entered, right here, textbook. I didn't move my stop to break even. We came back to break even, and then boom, it pumped and it hit my TP. So it was a pretty easy trade. But yeah, that was the trade from today. So I think it'd just be easier just to go ahead and jump into my trading journal here, just because there's too many trades to cover, and I haven't been recording myself. So let me just go ahead and get into the journal. So here we go. So as you know, I have 4 straight to funded Tradeify accounts, excuse me, and they've been struggling going into last week. We had last month, which was horrible. It was all over the place. I wasn't executing properly. And then I created, if you haven't checked out my last video, I created a whole entire plan to go into September. And right off the bat, that Tuesday, I hadn't left yet. I traded in the morning, but I'm recording myself. I kind of just broke my rules. This should have been a red day, to be honest, but I had a situation where I broke even twice, moved my stop to break even, and that's why you see 8 trades there. So always remember that I'm trading 4 accounts that are copy traded. So for every 4 trades, that's 1 trade basically. So I took 2 trades this day and basically broke even. Then I flew into Tahoe that week, and the next day I was actually like a little hungover because I was hanging out with friends that night. I hopped on and I took a legitimate trade, and it was a loss, right? It was a loss. And I was fine. I was waiting around. My friends were kind of working, and then I got bored, and I still had that Apex account. If you see my other videos that I, passed in one day, it was a PA account. I started trading that, and I just started trading it crazy, like straight up crazy, stupid. And I was like up $1,000 on the account, and then I ended up like almost blowing it. And then from there, I just went back into my Tradeify accounts for some reason. Like, this is so stupid. Like, I don't even know what was going through my mind. It's not something I've done in so long. And I jumped back into that, and I'm like, let me get my win back. And I was just going crazy. And like, as you can see, that I had 33 trades. So, what is that? 33 divided by 4. So it was like eight trades on each account. And like the copy trader was like messing up and like all kinds of weird stuff. And I ended up getting out of the hole and basically, making about $100 an account there, but it was bad. Like I was in like $800 of drawdown on each account. Didn't quite hit that daily loss limit, but it was bad. Like my accounts could have easily just been gone that day, just gone for no reason. So just really stupid. I did end up trading the rest of the week though. This was actually the day of the wedding, and there was a fantastic trade, and it worked out perfectly. It actually would have it went to my full TP, but I had to get going for the wedding because it was like a morning wedding. So I actually ended up just closing the trade early and making like, almost $200 an account. So that was good. And then Friday we had that nice dump. So I just saw it, and I had to, I had to trade that. It was perfect. So that was a good trade as well. But we had that major dump, and then this week it's just been kind of a struggle. But as you can see, I'm kind of back on my routine, and if you watch my August recap, you know that I'm trying to do 1 trade a day. And some people are like, why are you only doing one trade a day? Well, the reason why I do one trade a day is to, number one, so I don't end up doing stupid shit like this, right? Where I blow up my account. Because I know my trigger, like if I take a loss and then I take another loss right after that, then I lose it. I go on tilt. So it prevents me from doing that. Number one. Number two is like really building out those stats and like really just concentrating on that one trade so I can see, you know, maybe what's wrong with my strategy or what do I need to tweak here and there. And the only way I can do that is by kind of building out those stats and letting everything look really clean and clear on what's going on with my strategy. And what I kind of noticed, I'll just go back to the charts here on the, you know, earlier days here this week, is like we were in ranges like a lot. That's why I'm struggling in August and in September. We've been ranging a lot. And if you don't know, I am a momentum trader. I'm a momentum breakout trader, right? So my strategy really works best when we are not in a range, when we break out of the range and we have that momentum. If we don't have that, typically my trades don't work out really well. So, I mean, you can see here, we had that big dump on Friday, and I like to mark out the previous day low and the previous day high. So this is something that I'm kind of realizing is like, okay, we chopped around here in the overnight session or the weekend, or that, sorry, Sunday night session. And then we're just in the middle of the range. We're in the middle of this range. So it's kind of like, I don't want to be taking trades in the middle. I more want to see like a breakout above the highs or a breakout here below the lows, right? Or I want to see us like, you know, hold this as resistance and then see a breakout down this way, right? But I don't want to really be playing in the middle. So this wasn't a horrible trade on Monday, right? But it was in the middle. And so we got the breakout here. I entered right here and then, you know, it just failed. Oops. And then it just failed. So that was that trade. And this is the stuff I'm noticing. So maybe Monday, maybe I shouldn't have taken a trade, right? And that would have saved me. But it wasn't like a horrible trade or anything like that, but something to realize. And then we formed this range, right? The low and high for Tuesday, right? And, you know, this wasn't a bad trade, right? We're kind of at the highs here. And what happened was we had some kind of weird news. I don't even know. We had the breakout here. We went up. I love the way this rejected. So I entered here. Wasn't a bad trade. I actually, you know, validated this trade. I think it was a good one because we had plenty of room to the low, the previous day low. So I was targeting that 10 points and it just didn't work. And then it worked right here. So that was just one of those where it's like, it is what it is. It could have easily just dumped right here and that would have been a win. So I would take that trade again. Not so much the Monday one and then, you know, then I would have took that one on Tuesday. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words right here. And then just marking out this day again, one of these things where we, you know, gapped way up. It's like we're at all-time highs here. This is yesterday, and it's one of those things like, I don't know. The nice thing was we did, you know, break kind of above the pre-market high, and so I like that. And I entered here. I basically got top ticked, and then we just flushed down. And I was like going for all-time highs. So again, it was to my strategy. It wasn't bad, but maybe it's one of those where it's like, okay, well, I don't know if I really want to take a trade all the way up here. I would want to see us kind of like we broke this previous day high, and then we come back down to test this, a classic break and retest, right? And then that's where I would want to look to take a trade, possibly, right? So maybe you don't take a trade on Wednesday. So these are the things that I'm kind of realizing with my strategy. It's more than just the opening range breakout. I had some dude in my comments talking shit about like, I just trade on vibes and I don't have a strategy because I just trade the opening range. I don't just trade the opening range, right? I'm looking at price action and I'm looking at price structure. So I'm looking at a lot of things, right? So today like was nice because we had yesterday's previous high. We broke above, right? And then we just got the pump above and I entered on the train there. You know, of course I would have, you know, prefer maybe like a retest here and then we go, but it was a great trade and I knew NQ had some room. So I'm really happy with the trade today. So anyways, that kind of concludes what's been going on with me the last 2 weeks. And essentially after today with this win, right, I'll still basically I was down, yeah, with these 3 days of losses, I was down to 750 on the week on each account. Now I'm only, because I go for those 2-to-1s, I'm only going to be down 250 on each account, which is not bad at all. And that's going to put my total balance on each account at like around a plus 250. I had trade copier issues, so some accounts are a higher balance than the other ones by like $100 or so, but basically let's call it that each account is at 250. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but I'm really happy with the trade today. And I think you know, I'm on a good path here for the rest of September. If I keep trading like this, I truly believe that we can be looking at a pretty good payout for October, as long as we don't do any type of stupid shit like this. So again, just shows you like we all go through it. Everybody goes through it. I see even like, you know, professional traders and the best traders go through it. Those tilt days will kill you. That just ruins everything. You can always recover from a bad day, but you can't recover when you blow your account, right? So anyways, just wanted to put a quick video out here, and I'm actually dog sitting like at a house over starting today, so I'm not gonna do any recordings tomorrow or Monday. Then I'll start up the recordings again on Tuesday, and then we'll see what happens from there. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and I will see y'all in the next one.